Graduates, a big mountain is waiting for you, and that is service to all Kenyans.
Almost half of the graduates produced by Kenyan universities and colleges are half-baked for the job market.
Be warned.
According to education regulators, the Inter-University Council for East Africa, the quality of human resources is nosediving at an alarming rate.
This brain power that is here, they don't have it.
But tonight, NTV investigates and uncovers blatant fraud within the higher education system, from lecturers conspiring with students to award good grades.
I've been paid severally, not once, not twice, not thrice.
To female students exchanging sexual favors with their teachers to stay on top.
Even there is no need of marking.
I feel very bad. It's only that I can't shed tears. I'm not used to that.
Some who can barely write their names down are registered into technical courses with a little discretion, money. To a thriving market in bogus documents where colleges dish them out as fast as they can write them.
We used a lot of money to tip the people from the ministry.
We reveal how our education system is open to abuse by rogue colleges and how they're using international examination bodies to attract vulnerable students in their millions and by default, more money.
This gets the parents and students hooked on, but at the end of the day, ship becomes very expensive.
It is important to expose these criminals for who they are. We can't hide.
This is a story about systematic education fraud. Thousands of colleges have taken over towns and villages. Almost every street corner in Nairobi has a school. This proliferation has created victims in their quest for the power of knowledge. We've sent undercover students to reveal flagrant abuses and those who can't play by the rules.
Our main objective was to make money.
NTV Investigates has been filming undercover inside Nairobi Aviation College, following a network of people who complained of open misdeeds. To understand the grim picture, we found a few lecturers who were willing to speak to us.
My sound is okay.
We have protected their identities.
You're recording? Yeah. Okay.
They told us the road starts at the point of student registration. How do the students join the institute?
As long as you have the money, that's the most important thing. For our college, this is my college, that from January, 1st January to 31st of December, there's always an intake. You can be teaching a class of 50 students, like today. After 3 days, there are 60. After 4 days, 5 days, there are 70. And that's how things are. There's no proper structure of saying probably you can have a proper intake. Anytime is intake time.
To get a college admission, the government insists that a student must have at least a KCPE and a KCSE certificate. There is a minimum grade of entry to tertiary courses. The problem with the Nairobi aviation style of intake is that it compromises on quality. But that's not the only problem.
I can remember a situation where I found a class 4 dropout taking a course that I'm teaching. So you can just imagine teaching a Form 4, a class 4 dropout in a class with somebody who got B+ or B plain, the same class.
To prove these claims, we set up one of our undercover students to walk into the college and register. The brief was a simple one. All he had to do was walk into the college, introduce himself as a Class 6 dropout with no papers, and make it clear to the college officials that he was illiterate. Once inside the Odeon Cinema campus, our undercover student found long queues of students enrolling at a chaotic reception desk. The phone lines were busy. Some students were being registered through the phone. The turn for a student came, and Sylvia Onyango, the registration officer, was ready to serve him.
Hello, sasa. Yes. Mimi naitwa Patrick. Unaona nimetuma kwako. NTV and electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering. So the difference is only the example.
This is my leader. Sikumaliza primary.
So ukaanza.
Nilifanya nifika class 6. Hiyo mambo ikakuwa ngumu. Nikaanza sasa kwenda jo.
Hiyo ndio.
So, our undercover student got registered to do a City and Guild course. This is a British examining body that doesn't have any standard entry requirement. The Kenyan system, however, insists on a NEC entry qualification for anyone to do this particular course, which is a C-. Our undercover student paid a fee of 7,200 Kenya shillings and was given a receipt with a breakdown of what he was paying for. With an admission number, writing books and a t-shirt, our student was ready to start class. The college didn't ask him for any form of identification or passport photos. There was a point where you told them that you don't even know how to write, and they just helped you.
Their staff who was guiding me didn't bother to know how comes I'm going to sit for a class, such a technical class, and yet writing for me is a problem.
Our secret filming shows Sylvia Onyango helping our undercover fill the forms after telling her he was illiterate.
How utanijazia?
Utajaza date of birth, umezaliwa month gani, date, month, year.
12 August 80.
Umezaliwa wapi?
Hapa Nairobi.
Unaishi wapi?
Madhari.
Single or married?
Single.
Hii class 6 uliacha hizo?
94. Classes zinaangalia?
Zilianza jana.
We contacted City and Guild based in London, the examining body that accredits Nairobi Aviation College, about this breach, and here was the reply. An assessment must be done if a student can't write English. This should be done internally through quality control at the point of admission. We check on the industry knowledge of the student before they go to class. If they can't write or read, they should be trained first. From our investigation, it was clear none of the standard procedures was followed. Our undercover student went straight to class and sat his first lesson without anyone asking for his proper identification documents. City and Guild insist they have internal verifiers who work with the accredited institution's quality and control department at the point of admission to handle such cases. None of this happened. We spoke to an officer of Nairobi Aviation College Quality Control Department who revealed how they subvert the process. He was willing to be filmed but didn't want to be identified.
We used a lot of money to tip the people from the ministry. You are giving 2,000, then you take it to ministry 40,000 every month.
Unbelievably, the raw deal to the students does not begin at admission. The rot starts with the recruitment of the lecturers themselves. How did you get a job as a lecturer at Nairobi Aviation College?
Yeah, one morning I just walked to Nairobi Aviation College, and I'm a graduate with a diploma. So I walked in, we had a small interview, a few questions. Then it happened that I was qualified. And I was told, Monday, come Monday, you're good to go. So Monday come, I had to start teaching. No material, no course outline, no nothing. So I had to go dig deeper back to my college staff, get my own notes, my own materials, so that I can teach these students also doing a diploma in what I was teaching.
So would you regard yourself as unqualified at the moment to teach the class you're in right now?
Right now, I do regard myself as unqualified.
But you're still doing it?
But I'm still doing it because I need the money.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very bad. But because I have no choice, I'm doing it.
Then, a disturbing confession.
So you as a lecturer who, as I've just said, I was thinking I'm not yet that qualified, I was trying to teach somebody who's also not qualified. And that's a very raw deal probably to our market industry.
It's no secret that the country has been plagued by scams of certificate and degree buying. Many of those who are involved in this business have been busted by the police so many times. But what you're about to watch is at the institutional level. Time to send in our second undercover student. His brief was to buy a diploma certificate in aeronautical engineering. We thought it was a tedious process, but a phone call was all that was needed to jumpstart the process. Ahmed Mohammed Hassan, not his real name, played a Somali immigrant who needed documents to present to an aviation firm to get employment.
Hello. Hello. Habari. Nzuri sana. Habari ya mwalimu. Salama sana, labda wewe. Mimi niko sawa. Mimi naitwa Hassan. Kuna rafiki yangu nilikuwa nimechukua namba yako. Hassan. Unijui, unajua rafiki yangu? Mgani hiyo? Anaitwa Abdiweli. Ya Abdulus. Ya. Sasa kuna kitu ulikuwa umemtengenezea, si ndio? Sasa aliniambia mwalimu ni mtu mzuri, atakusaidia. Kuna mahali nimepata job, sasa niliambiwa nilete karatasi. So sijui kama unaweza kunisaidia. Wewe uko wapi? Mimi sasa hivi niko Jamia. Uko Jamia? Na tukutane aje? Uko wapi? Hakuna shida, mimi nitakukamia. Sasa hivi niko karibu Afya Center. Ofisi ni huko kwa shule. Okay, sawa. Unaweza ukanipatia like 20 minutes alafu nikuje. Basi ukifika Afya Center nipigie. Sawa, nitakupigia sawa.
After 6 hours, the two met as agreed and walked into a city hotel where the main discussion was how to obtain a certificate in the shortest time possible. Pampul Ignatius, an IT lecturer at the college, is the man our undercover student was speaking to on phone. He revealed that he has helped thousands of students acquire certificates without stepping foot in class. He bragged about his network across all campuses. Ignatius promised to help our student. He gave him two options: the long wait, in which was to be charged a fee of 3,000 shillings,
Is it 3 or 4?
or the express option of 4,000 shillings.
I went to a restaurant in the city center.
I caught up with Ahmed Hassan, our undercover student, after his conversation with the lecturer.
We met for about 30 minutes. I explained my predicament that I needed an urgent certificate. He told me he is in a position to do it. Then I gave him my details, and then he requested for a down payment of 1,000. There was no suspicion in him. It's like someone who was doing this job before.
The money was sent through mobile money transfer. With the down payment of the express certificate cleared, it was only a matter of hours before he called back. This is not sophisticated fraud. If you can't buy a certificate, which is the easier option, students pay lecturers to get good grades. Have you been paid as a lecturer to give good grades?
Yes, to be sincere, I've been paid severally, not once, not twice, not thrice, severally, because we do exams after 3 months, after every 3 months. So I've been receiving some payments from the students. Actually, it's not my wish to do that, but the money we are getting from Nairobi Aviation College as a salary cannot sustain myself, cannot sustain my family. So I'm just forced to do it, but I feel it's bad.
Do you get students who buy certificates?
In Nairobi Aviation College, there is nothing like failing. You get what you want, as long as you can comply as a student. So, and some students, they start the course, maybe at the long last, they will not sit for the exams, but by the end of the day, they have the certificates. We have some people in the management that they doctor the documents they give to students. Actually, at very cheaper price. If you have 5,000, you'll have an Nairobi Aviation certificate.
What caliber of students are you producing into the job market?
It's very sad that maybe during graduation, you can release like 6,000 graduates, but less than 1,000 graduates with the genuine results. They were not marked.
To prove these allegations, we assessed some examination papers.
Because our party is anyway.
We obtained evidence of examination papers done in the year 2012 and 2013 that were never marked, yet students graduated. The final exams by the internal examining body known as Nairobi Aviation College Examination Board is mandatory before any student graduates. There is a high possibility that students who sat for long hours doing these exams have no idea they were never marked. It's a win for them anyway because they graduated after all. When students do the exams, how do you as a lecturer mark these exams?
There is no specialization. If papers are done with the hospitality students or any other department, they can be taken to another department or to a teacher from another department to mark these exams. So by the end of the day, maybe you are teaching front office, you are given to us some travel papers to mark. You don't have any idea, yes. So how will you mark them? Then you are given a policy that a student should not get less than 60%. What do you do?
It doesn't stop there. For example, the Nairobi Aviation Prospectus tells students who want to enroll in hotel and catering management, food production and front office that a UK-based examining body, Institute of Commercial Management ICM, will invigilate them.
You are being lined that you do ICM. Ukifika mwisho wanakuambia ufanye mtihani wa NASEB sababu ni mtihani wao wenyewe.
We have produced so many graduates who are working in various fields, beginning from the airlines, airports.
Nairobi Aviation College is associated with this man, Peter Manyuru. The college has well over 6,000 students and employs an estimated 400. The college operates 10 campuses across the country. The Nairobi Aviation College boasts itself of 16 years in offering professional education to students, but damaging claims of a system riddled with fraud from those working within continues quietly, at least until now, staining the reputation of the college.
We don't even go for their documentation. We just receive them. We just receive them as much as your 4,800. Tunakwambianga tulipa, sheria ilikuwa mwenye shule alisema lipa 4,800. If you pay 4,800, full stop. You are our clients. Our main objective was to make money.
Back to our undercover student who is well on his way to secure a diploma in aeronautical engineering without attending a single class. 6 hours is all it took for the college official to arrive at a city hotel where we were secretly filming.
So you'll be ready to help anytime. That's good.
Over a cup of tea, Pampul Ignatius, the IT lecturer from Nairobi Aviation College, changed his mind on the cost of the certificate.
So jana ulikuwa unaniambia niongeze sotamu. Kwa nini? Kwa nini?
Engineering, I think ukiangalia course yenyewe very expensive. Una expect vitu ngapi kutoka kwangu?
Sorry. Transcript ngapi?
Transcript moja.
Transcript moja. Oh. Living na certificate. Oh, hakuna recommendation.
Recommendation mtu akiitisha like attachment, kama kuna wengine wanataka kwenda attachment atakwambia tengeneze na attachment.
Apart from delivering genuine documents, the official wanted a business deal with our undercover student.
Sasa ukipata mteja wewe unajua vile utamchaji. Tunaniambia tufanye hivi. So whatever wewe utapata mteja nayo hiyo ni yako.
Bora mimi nikuja na hiyo tatu yako. Hapana, hiyo tatu bwana. Siwe ni mwalimu unajuaga. Getting a customer is easy but maintaining them is hard. So you need to maintain me in the business.
So long as you bring business.
There's no problem. I'll bring business all the time.
Bring business.
Yeah.
The story we've been investigating. We decided to reach out to the Cabinet Secretary for Education with our shocking findings from the Nairobi Aviation College.
I've heard these stories. I never believed, but now I can believe.
Check the spelling, Gajina.
That's nice. Mpaka mnaweka seal. Company seal.
Hiyo lazima. Sasa bila seal, hizo ni not the certificate. Cha river mnapata haionekani sio Nairobi Aviation. Ila wameweka tu, yani wamechukua, unaona kama hajatengeneza hii kuweka label. Iko tu very funny character hapo. Mtu anakuwekea tu anaona hiyo ni seal itakutosha. But that's not a seal. Sasa hiyo ndio kitu the most. Hata sasa hivi ukienda kwa lawyer ku certify, unajua kuna kampuni zingine zinaitanga bring certified copy ya certificate. Hiyo unaenda kwa lawyer na certificate. Hiyo ingine taambia ngoja kwanza hapo unaitwa askari. So you've seen the work. You've seen the work.
I've seen the work. That's nice. So you now need 2,500.
3K.
Not 3K, 2,500.
3K.
Look at the amount of money being asked for. 3,000 shillings. Lately. What difference can that make in your life? 3,000. You can argue that maybe there's a multiplier effect. Eh? Because if you keep on getting 3,000 shillings per day, say for 10 people, that 1,000, multiplying by that and this, 900,000.
So next time nikihitaji kitu sasa tumekuwa marafiki na kupigia tu direct.
Pigia mimi simu mara moja.
Hakuna kupitia tena.
Really, our morals have sunk so low. Have sunk so low because how on earth would somebody in their rightful minds and senses give somebody a certificate for a course they have never attended?
Even stepping in class.
Even stepping in class. And what even is even shocking is, every institution has requirements, basic requirements for certain courses. So for a start, one must demand whoever he wants to register to have all the required documents in terms of qualifications. In this particular case, there was not that.
A few hours is all it took Ahmed Mohammed Hassan to get this brand new, crisp, original certificates from Nairobi Aviation College. Remember, this is an institution approved by the Higher Education Ministry. And guess what? Ahmed performed brilliantly well in his exams. The transcript had 15 units in total, from avionics and aircraft radio systems, aircraft instrumentation systems, aircraft electrical systems, aircraft maintenance. Everything was a credit.
He has never even seen an aircraft. It's terrible, isn't it? Look at this, jet engine lab, fluid mechanics, and even project management. Is very important.
His living certificate, complete with an admission number, says he has completed a diploma in aeronautical engineering in a duration of 3 years. The college official had to backdate it to September 2010. Armed with a diploma, the general remarks to our undercover student were generally good conduct, a well-behaved student, hardworking, trustworthy and cooperative. Ready for the market or any other institution of higher learning, the college recommended him to any employer for employment.
You are given a certificate which has all manner of international institutions, but they are not recognized anywhere, which is a pity. And you can imagine the parent has spent money, the student has spent money there. So for me, I see this as a crime against humanity in this country. And it is our responsibility, all of us. That's why I say that it'll be our brother but skipper. Let's make sure that these people have nowhere to hide.
I asked the cabinet secretary whether people in his ministry were conspiring with such institutions to defraud unsuspecting public.
The other thing which I've been telling our quality assurance bodies, be courageous enough to close these institutions. Yeah? And I have a feeling, in view of what you've shown here, that some people don't close these institutions because they are bribed.
It's hard to even know exactly which examination body the student was actually working towards.
I showed the documents to Marcy Macau, an aviation industry player.
The situation is bad because out of 80 students who approach our organization for mentorship and placement, about 30% of them are from these mediocre colleges. And by that, I mean that they have college certificates which are not attached to any exams from a professional body.
A few students like Wamboi Hiroyuki, who enrolled at Nairobi Aviation College before seeking other alternatives, tells me the discrepancy between recognized documents in the job market is frustrating a lot of students.
I have some friends who have done cabin crew as myself, and when they show me the certificates, they are not legitimate certificates. They just look fake, and they've tried getting jobs with the certificate, but they can't be helped. So I sympathize with them. I sympathize with them because they've wasted so much money, using so much money and time going to school, and yet they haven't been helped.
Aviation is expensive, and what these colleges do, they have very attractive fee structures, which the parents deem to be pocket friendly. And the fact that they claim to be giving certifications by international bodies, well, this gets the parents and students hooked on. But at the end of the day, ship becomes very expensive.
Number two,
the Education Cabinet Secretary admits that corruption at his ministry, especially around regulatory issues, is rife.
These institutions which, for example, have given the Nairobi Aviation College accreditation, it should be withdrawn with immediate effect. If they are serious, I expect when they see this story or read it, they must withdraw it. Then it will put them to where they belong.
We then reached out to the proprietor of the Nairobi Aviation College, Peter Manyuru, but he referred us to a Mr. Baraza, who introduced himself as the college's marketing manager.
Mr. Baraza, how are you?
Very well.
Karibu sana bana.
A few minutes later, a Mr. Kemboi, who heads the Department of Tourism at Nairobi Aviation, joined us.
We have been handling those issues of the buying certificates, not even buying. So if somebody, we are even going to even the court. There's a day when even the court is email. As soon as we gotten with a fake certificate. So a fake certificate.
Someone was found with a fake certificate.
Yeah, we were taken to even the court where we went there and verified. Recently, I think we have given a certificate outside the college.
Our meeting, which we secretly recorded, could however not produce an interview.
It's always good to have a right of reply.
Mr. Baraza and his team instead requested for another meeting to discuss the way forward.
I wish that we need to have another meeting tomorrow.
That 9:30 meeting?
9:30 meeting.
That is an interview, right?
Us meeting.
The two, meeting the two of you.
If it will not be an interview, it will be us coming to see you.
What,
the challenge that we have now, we have a challenge that we have to meet with the management.
Management and Manyuru is in the seminar, who is not here.
So certainly it's a lot of consultations.
Okay. So by tomorrow I think we'll be sober and we can now.
The best thing you give us up to today 6.
By tomorrow I think we'll meet him.
Give you a phone call on what actually we have deliberated.
Whether it's having an interview with the principal, or something else, or if it's not going to be there. That's fine.
Or by tomorrow
we will be coming.
Or if the two of you will be coming. Probably I'll be meeting someone else.
After this meeting, we made several attempts to interview the Nairobi Aviation College officials, but we could not succeed beyond endless phone conversations.
Unajua mimi niliongea na wewe peke yako. Na baada kuongea na wewe peke yako nikatuma Barasa kwako. Basically I sent Barasa as we talked. That Barasa can go to discuss with you and plan everything.
That was only the Nairobi Aviation College. Just how many more similar colleges and certificates of doom are out there?